What is the point of a signature event if the biggest signatures are not there? That is the question hanging over the PGA Tour right now, and it is not going away. We have a $20 million purse sitting on the table at Trump National Doral, a limited field of 72 players, a no-cut format designed to guarantee the best competition in the world, and 5 of the top 15 players on the planet decided to stay home. This is not a minor scheduling inconvenience. This is a structural problem that goes all the way to the top of professional golf, and it is getting worse. The Cadillac Championship is the PGA Tour's newest signature event and marks the Tour's first return to Trump National Doral's Blue Monster course in 10 years. The Blue Monster last hosted a PGA Tour event in 2016 when Adam Scott won the WGC Cadillac Championship. The course faded from the spotlight for a decade, and this spring the Tour brought it back with everything: a $20 million purse, a no-cut format, and the full signature event label. That brand is built on one main promise: the best players, every week. But when the tournament teed off on April 30, 5 of the top spots on the leaderboard were left empty. World No. 2, Rory McIlroy. No. 3, Matt Fitzpatrick. No. 9, Xander Schauffele. No. 12, Robert MacIntyre, and no. 14, Ludvig Aberg all sat out. That is the highest number of top 1-5 players ever to miss a signature event in the short history of the format. And McIlroy is not just any absent player. He is the back-to-back Masters champion, a 6-time major winner, and the man the Tour has built much of its marketing identity around for over a decade. This is his second consecutive signature event missed. He also skipped the RBC Heritage the week after defending his Masters title. Since the signature event format launched in 2023, McIlroy has now missed 9 of these events, walking away from approximately $175 million in prize money. Before placing all the blame on the players, it is important to understand exactly what the 2026 PGA Tour calendar looks like during this stretch. The RBC Heritage, the Cadillac Championship, and the Truist Championship are packed into a 2-5-day window between the Masters and the PGA Championship. That is 3 $20 million signature events sandwiched between 2 majors, with almost no breathing room. For any elite player trying to manage their physical and mental condition heading into the PGA Championship, something has to give. The Cadillac Championship was only added to the 2026 schedule in August 2025, a last-minute insertion that replaced the CJ Cup Byron Nelson, which is not a signature event in that calendar slot. The Tour essentially upgraded the slot from a regular event to a premium one without restructuring the surrounding calendar to accommodate it. Adam Scott, the most recent winner at Doral, addressed this directly. This year is a little bit of an exception, I think. This is an added event. Ideally, this wouldn't be the way. I think we've got to get through this year, and hopefully the schedule looks a little more balanced next year. Justin Rose, who did play the Cadillac after skipping the RBC Heritage, was equally candid. I looked at this period coming up, and I think something had to give, for sure. When you're having to miss great events to prepare for other great events, it's not ideal. Justin Thomas also weighed in, stating that going to very difficult courses into a major, I don't think is probably how it would be drawn up for a lot of guys. The players who showed up in Miami were openly acknowledging that the schedule is flawed. That is a significant detail. McIlroy's reasoning is not mysterious. He just became one of only 4 players in Masters history to successfully defend the green jacket. Tiger Woods was the last to do it, winning back-to-back in 2001 and 2002. After completing his career Grand Slam in 2025 and then defending the title in 2026, McIlroy spoke clearly about his mindset on April 13. I said at the start of the weekend here, I felt like the Grand Slam was the destination, and I realized it wasn't. I've waited so long to win the Masters, and all of a sudden I win 2 in a row. So I still want to enjoy it. At 35 years old, McIlroy has also been open about scaling back his schedule. In November 2024, he said, "I'm 35 and have been out here for 18 years, so I'm just going to go to the places that I enjoy and where I play well. I've done the hard slog. I've done that sort of 25 to 30 events a year, and I'm not getting any younger." His plan heading into the PGA Championship at Aronimink, where he holds the course record of 62, is deliberate. Skip Doral, play the Truist Championship at Quail Hollow, where he has won 4 times, then arrive at Aronimink sharp and rested. That is not avoidance. That is elite-level preparation. It is also worth noting that McIlroy was not hiding from anyone during his week off from Doral. He attended the White House state dinner for King Charles III on April 28, sitting in the same room as President Donald Trump, who interrupted his own speech to single McIlroy out. Where is Rory McIlroy? Can you stand up, please? I watched that man win a tournament. That was a tough one. Congratulations. Very proud of you. This is not a player dodging the spotlight. This is a player managing his schedule with a specific goal in mind. Even fellow PGA Tour player Michael Kim acknowledged the reality of McIlroy's position, posting on X, "I hope to get to a point where I decide to skip a signature event even when healthy." The criticism that McIlroy is being hypocritical does have a factual basis. In 2023, when signature events were introduced as a direct response to LIV Golf's threat, McIlroy was one of their loudest champions. He argued publicly that the best players should compete against each other regularly. That same year, he skipped the Century and then the RBC Heritage, triggering a $3 million fine under the participation rules that were in place at the time. His words from 2023 and his actions in 2026 do not align perfectly. However, the 2023 schedule was not what the 2026 schedule is. The Cadillac Championship did not exist in 2023. The compressed stretch of 3 signature events before a major did not exist. The penalty system that fined him $3 million no longer exists either, having been removed to give players more scheduling flexibility. His 2023 argument was made in a different context, under a different structure. And critically, this is not just McIlroy making this call. Fitzpatrick, Schauffele, Aberg, and MacIntyre all made the same decision independently. The PGA Tour is paying a real price for this. Signature events were sold to sponsors and television partners on the promise of elite fields generating premium ratings and fan engagement. 3 of the first 4 signature events in 2026 drew fewer viewers than the same events in the previous year. Sponsors are paying for access to premium talent, and when that talent is consistently absent, the value proposition weakens. The must-watch brand that these events were supposed to establish begins to erode. There is reportedly internal pressure building on both Jay Monahan and new PGA Tour CEO Brian Rowlap. Discussions are happening about reinstating mandatory participation requirements or introducing financial penalties similar to the $3 million fine levied against McIlroy in 2023. Nothing has been confirmed, but the conversations are taking place. The core dilemma is straightforward. Bring back penalties and players push back, potentially making the live golf alternative more appealing. Do nothing, and signature events slowly lose the prestige that justifies their $20 million price tags. The Cadillac Championship situation is a symptom, not the disease. The disease is a structural one. The PGA Tour added a premium event to an already demanding calendar without rethinking how the surrounding schedule would affect player participation. 3 $20 million signature events in 25 days before a major will never produce full elite fields. That is not a player attitude problem. That is a calendar design problem. Scottie Scheffler framed it clearly. Having 3 of our biggest events in a row is depending upon the time of year. If this was a different time of year, maybe I would play all 3. But when you have a major championship as the last one, I think that creates a different kind of cadence. Schedule reform for 2027 and beyond is already being discussed at the tour level, and the expectation is a first round of changes in 2027, followed by further refinements in the years after. Justin Rose summed up the broader reality directly. I'm sure there's been a lot of talk about our schedule next year, the year after, whatever it is. I'm sure that this period of time will be refined, for sure. The PGA Tour is caught between 2 competing identities, a player-first organization with genuine scheduling flexibility, and a structured commercial product that sponsors and broadcast partners can rely on. Right now, it is trying to be both simultaneously, and the 2026 spring calendar has exposed exactly where those 2 identities collide. Until the schedule reflects the actual demands placed on elite players, this conversation will repeat itself every spring. Should the PGA Tour bring back mandatory participation rules or redesign the schedule entirely? Which one actually fixes the problem?